Okay, so I've had a lot of people call and ask me how to use the RCI. So I wanted to show a quick video on how to use those since you can't access right away. So if I went to destinations, let's say the Caribbean, that's always my favorite. I'll do check all. And maybe I also want to do the Virgin Islands. It's another favorite of mine. I can check all there. And then I can check the travel dates. So my opinion is always try to do last minute travel. So I always recommend maybe, 2 weeks to 45 days, 60 days, maybe 90 would be a good time period to choose. And oftentimes they're free. So you can see no charge accommodations available. I always sort by price from the lowest. But you could also have upgrade accommodations. So you can kind of see a few of the options that would come up here. This one looks really nice in St. Martin. And usually you get a kitchen and a living room and an outdoor area and 2 bedrooms. The thing that you will find out is the photos here do not really do anybody any justice. So what I do is I copy here. And when I go and I do a search for it, usually pulls up TripAdvisor. I feel like TripAdvisor is my favorite way to look at the actual resort from other people's photos. So usually that's how I look things up. And then you can also see the availability does go down when you're trying to book like a year in advance. Like, don't do that. If you know when you're going to go, you kind of know, oh my gosh, this is one I've always wanted to go to, actually. And the fact that it has no charge accommodations, kind of want to book this right now. So this is in, let me pull this up real quick just so you guys can see. So no charge now for a 1-bedroom full kitchen. And then if you looked further ahead, then there's going to be an upgrade cost. But this is in St. Lucia. And if anybody's been to St. Lucia, you know it's pretty expensive to actually go. But this place is amazing, and I've been wanting to go here. So if I look at the traveler photos, you can kind of see how ridiculous this place is. And that's kind of how it works for the RCIs. And then the thing that I also would state, you really have a way to look at, really besides just the Caribbean. I'm not sure if I paused enough to show you. If you want to go to Africa, you have that. If you want to go to Europe, everything's there. Canary Islands, Central South America. There is a resort for anywhere. So those are some quick tips. And then just real quick, the other thing that I do is I go to Google Flights. And when I go to Google Flights, then I might punch in Cincinnati to St. Thomas, and let's just say we're going to go, this to this. Done. It's going to show you every single carrier and the price point, and then you could do a date grid. And on the date grid, then you can kind of play with different options to see what is the best option for flights. And then lastly, I'm going to show you the points guide. This is what I use to find good deals. So thepointsguide.com/deals. Deal alert, Cancun. So Cancun, that would be great if you can go ahead and get this for $189 round trip and see where you fly out of and where you land. It looks like you would probably have to get to Miami first, which that's a pretty easy flight. And then it's only $189 round trip. And they show you exactly step by step how to do this. And then you could piggyback your Cancun trip or your Isla Mujeres or Cozumel based on these really great flights. So that's how I usually look for things. And again, Europe, $247. Asia, even if you wanted to go to, Tahiti, you can do that. And they do have RCIs at those locations too. So hopefully this answers at least a lot of people's questions, so I don't continue to get them, even though I don't mind. I feel like I have the same conversation over and over again, and want to make sure that you guys understand how it works, because I am getting ready to put this order in soon.